Chapter 53, Negotiating Terms with Samuel. "Second miss, why are you here?" Mrs. Quinn hurried over when she saw Ava. The yard was piled with luggage, looking messy. Ava in her white dress looked noble and gentle, completely out of place. "Heard you and Mr. Quinn came back home, so I came to check on you." She turned toward Samuel's direction. "What's going on?" Both the Quinns' smiles faded. Samuel just slightly raised an eyebrow, not bothering to speak. Adrian answered her question. Turns out the whole area was getting demolished. The Quinns wouldn't sign. Adrian said the terms Samuel offered were really good, better than anyone else's. "They're just stubborn about old memories." Ava's brow flinched slightly. She knew Adrian worked at the Reed Group. This project was likely his responsibility, which was why he was so eager for the Quinns to sign. Work reasons. And money. The Quinns were aging, wanted somewhere to retire. If they didn't sign, that demolition money might never reach their hands. The Quinns had gentle temperaments but produced Adrian, a selfish, perfectionist son. They'd worked at the Hart house for years with good pay, but barely saved anything. Adrian went to private school, international high school, studied abroad after college. Nearly all their savings went to his education. Last year, Mrs. Quinn mentioned Adrian had a girlfriend, already met her parents. She wanted a house. The Quinns gritted their teeth, put down a down payment in the 4th Ring Road for him. But now they were picking wedding dates, and Adrian still hadn't let them meet his girlfriend. They felt cold. Naturally, didn't expect much from this son anymore. "Why'd you ask me to dinner?" Samuel turned his head, casually looking at Ava beside him. He hadn't expected to see her at that place. Definitely didn't expect her to ask him to dinner. He'd been inspecting a nearby construction site today, stopped by Adrian's place on the way. This project was next year's most important job. Otherwise, he wouldn't personally meet the owner. "Obviously to thank you for driving me home before." Ava smiled sweetly. She wanted to talk about the demolition compensation. Most neighboring houses were empty. People had clearly signed. The Quinns dragging it out meant they'd face cut water, electricity eventually. Besides, even without demolition, that neighborhood's safety looked bad. She couldn't feel comfortable with them living there. Why thank me now instead of before? Samuel leaned back, eyes lingering on her flower-like smiling face. He thought, no wonder his brother got dumped. Someone like Ava couldn't be held by his brother's brain. "Of course. I also wanted to discuss the demolition compensation with you, Samuel. Since you have time for dinner, you should have time to hear me out, right?" Samuel laughed softly. "Why do you think I'd listen? This project must be pretty important to the Reed Group. Otherwise, you wouldn't have bothered visiting the Quinns' place." "What if I just happened to have free time?" Ava pressed her lips, her eyes curving with innocent radiance. "Someone like you who makes money by the second wouldn't waste time on an unimportant small project, even if you were free." Her bright, clear eyes carried absolute determination. Samuel was momentarily caught off guard, then smiled. "Is there a reason I should listen to you?" "I can make Mr. and Mrs. Quinn sign the demolition agreement." Ava tilted her head slightly, looking straight at Samuel. "Worth it to you?" Samuel. "Tell me." He was curious. Adrian as their actual son couldn't convince them, so how could Ava, an outsider? "You probably think since Adrian as their own son can't convince them, how could I as an outsider?" Ava's eyes flashed with cunning. "If I get them to sign, what can you give me?" Samuel. "You're asking for payment before you've done anything?" Ava raised an eyebrow. "Some things need discussing up front. What if you don't honor it afterward?" "If they agree, I can grant you one request." "Anything?" Samuel nodded. Ava smiled. "Including marrying me?" Samuel froze, suddenly remembering Ava asleep in the car, holding his hand. A wordless hunger broke through from deep in his chest. "Just kidding. I dated your brother. There's no way you'd marry me anyway." Ava's sweet voice pulled Samuel back. Realizing he'd shown his hand, irritation washed over him. This foreign, uncontrollable emotion he didn't like. He resisted it, actually. as long as you keep your word. Ava smiled, then turned serious. I'm sure you won't cheap out on the demolition money. But I want one more thing. Give the Quinns another house. Say it's extra because you value your friendship with me. Samuel laughed. You're running quite a calculation here. I pay so you get good publicity. Even if giving a house, shouldn't he say it's employee welfare since Adrian works for him? Besides, this deal wasn't good. Ava shook her head seriously. The house money comes from me. If she directly gave them a house, they'd never accept. She was thinking of having them stay with her after retirement. After she married, she'd act cute, show them the house as an excuse to keep them living there. Meeting Samuel today sparked a different idea, though. Having it in their names was safer, but facing Samuel's confused look, Ava continued. Samuel, you're busy. Can't know every employee's situation. She explained why the Quinns really didn't want to sign. Surprise flashed across Samuel's face. Adrian came through a college friend. Strong work ability. He didn't know Adrian treated his parents this way. Samuel's family, parents loved each other. His sister and brother bickered, but it was kid stuff. Good atmosphere. Someone like Adrian who over-extracted from parents, Samuel didn't like. He didn't hesitate, agreed immediately, promised the money would only go to the Quinns' accounts.